Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Pretty Little Liars, Season 6, Episode 3, Songs of Experience. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, April.
Hey.
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
Pretty good. So, what'd you think of this episode?
Oh my god, it was fantastic.
It was much better than the week before.
Yes.
But the week before, it was story. It had to happen, so...
Can I just say that I was right with my prediction that A really wasn't torturing the girls in that room.
Yes.
He was just playing the mind games.
Yes.
I was so excited when that part came out.
Yeah, they actually were never shocked, which that goes to bring me to what actually happened in that room now. Right? Because we did hear them scream, the doors got shut behind them, and they all screamed. So if they weren't getting shocked... Because Arya specifically stated, I never got shocked. So it's not that A was just not like making them think they were shocking each other. They literally were never shocked. So that we're gonna assume that they were not inflict physical pain.
Right. I mean, even the screamings though, they could have been recordings at that. You know what I'm saying? Like to scare off the other girls. I mean, he has voices of them. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying it can be.
Right. I do think we are going to get answers next week, though, because in the preview it looked like there's some more flashbacks of what actually went down in those rooms. So
I think as the season goes on, we'll definitely figure it out little by little. They're never going to give it to us fully.
And I've actually heard...
all at once.
Right. I actually heard we're supposed to get a bit of a time jump this season as well. So I think the girls are actually going to graduate, and I don't know how far the time jump is going to be, but I mean, what is it? Arya has been the actress. I don't remember her name. The actress that plays Arya said
Lucy Hale.
Lucy Hale, that's right. Said she's been playing a 17-year-old girl for 7 years now.
Yeah.
So
at some point you got to get a little bit older.
Right. So. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm curious how the time jump is going to work. I'm curious how far they go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll go too far. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't really skip over too much.
Right.
Because, I mean, A's not going to stay,
Well, they were already talking about graduating. Like when Andrew got out of the police station. Andrew mentioned graduation, and he said, just stay out of my way for 3 months or whatever until we graduate.
Right.
And the girls are like, I don't even know if we're going to graduate. They're going to graduate. There's no doubt about it. But
I mean, he said it kind of meanly, but I mean, you gotta agree with what he said. I mean, they're not going to hold those girls back.
No. So as for what was going on in town, or the start of the episode anyway, Mona was out of town. Her mother took her out, so she was just conspicuously absent, but they mentioned it in quick passing in the beginning, so it's whatever. But all the girls decide they want to go back to school. Well, it's more Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah really wants to go back. She's crazy.
She just doesn't want to stay in her room. And I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either, but I mean, come on. What high school student wants to go to school?
Right. I don't know. If I was in a traumatic situation like that, I'd probably not want to be home either. So
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be home, but I wouldn't want to be at school.
Yeah, but then it gets down into the logistics of, well, if you're not going to stay home and you're going to wander out, why can't you just be in school? So...
Yeah.
I'm sure Hannah's just like, I just don't want to deal with all the drama that's going to be with me skipping school now, so let's just go back. So,
I mean, she's dealt with drama for so long that at this point, why not avoid it?
Yeah, because Hannah actually is super intelligent. She's just like, not...
She's always been very intelligent. She just doesn't like to show it.
Yeah, and then there was a running joke we had with the girl Heather that did the podcast before and girl Nikki too, where Hannah would say like things like the gaze bow, or keep your geese in a row, and it's like ducks. And I remember there's a line where Spencer's like, it's geese or it's ducks or something, and Hannah's like, what's the difference between geese and ducks? Spencer's just like, ducks honk or geese honk or something like that. And I was just like, this is like the weirdest, most awkward thing. But then you see Hannah like doing some like really intelligent things, like when came to like the barrel, and she's like spouting off different things to like cover their tracks, and I'm just like, wow, okay, so Hannah's street smart, but not necessarily book smart.
She plays your normal ditzy blonde.
Yeah, she does. She does it well.
She does.
But one by one, the girls started to drop out of the idea of going back to school. Emily was the first one. She decided to stay home with Sarah.
Which, when I watched it the second time around, I noticed on the corner of the screen, they asked, like, if we thought Sarah was a threat or something like that, or if she was innocent, or whatever they said. What do you think of Sarah?
I think Sarah's involved. I think she's playing along. Like, I think she's part of A-Team.
I think she might be. I don't know. I started to get like a little bit of a creepy vibe at some points this episode from her.
Yeah. I definitely think she's part of A-Team. I think, was it last week or the week before, we kind of hinted at that slightly. Like, we didn't really go into it, but if you've ever seen the movie Saw, and I'm going to spoil it, so, if you guys haven't seen a movie that's like 10 years old by now, go back and watch it. But in the second Saw...
Don't watch this podcast.
Right. Yeah, in the second Saw, the girl Amanda, she reveals that she's working with Jigsaw.
Right,
In the first movie, she was a victim. So I think that's what Sarah's doing. I think Sarah's playing that part. She started out maybe as the victim, and then something happened along the way, because Sarah was giving them food. She was playing the role for Mona when Mona was down in the pit. So she was involved in the routine down there.
I mean, if you're really going to even add anything else into there, it's when they all escaped. I mean, she could have thought, hey, I can get out with these girls, Right. She, a normal person who sees these girls escaping and they've been locked up, they're going to join. They're not going to sit quiet back in their room and just, do their thing.
Right, but on the other hand, she has been there for like 2 years or something like that.
I mean, she could have tried escaping before and realized what the girls were doing, but still, I mean, there's that flight or run. I mean, you've been there.
Right. So, yeah, I'm very suspicious of Sarah. So I keep watching her. I just like all the big transformation. She changes her hair, at the end. And I don't know. I didn't exactly care for her mop of a head that she had going there.
No, she looked kind of bad.
Yeah, but it was clearly a wig. But
oh yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I like the new look either. So
too boyish.
Yeah, she's starting to look a little like Miley Cyrus.
Nothing against her.
I like Miley.
For anyone, yeah, me too.
I really do like Miley.
Yeah, actually, I really do too. I just don't like short hair on girls. I'm sorry to anybody that has short hair. I used to. Now I prefer my hair long.
Yeah, I agree. But it wasn't just Emily that dropped off. Aria was next in line.
Right. She stayed at the coffee shop.
Yep. She doesn't want to do any writing. She's really stressed that to Ezra. But she's going through her
photography.
Photos. Yeah, she's going through her photos on the computer. She found why was she so rattled about the porcelain doll picture?
I don't know, but I did notice at the end of the episode she's still taking pictures of that doll.
Yeah.
There's something going on with that, and I was hoping that maybe you knew what was.
I think it's just
significant.
I think it's just the symbology of the dollhouse that they were in, and she feels like the doll. Maybe that's.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything other than that. I don't think it's like A left the doll there or anything, because that's what I was thinking at first.
That's where I was pretty much going with it, but I didn't know how that would all connect, so I was,
Yeah, or it just could be something that Arya has a secret involved around. Maybe there's something in the doll that she's hiding.
Maybe. I
that she
mean,
forgot about and she just like remembered.
you're a big fan of Arya having secrets, so I
She
mean, I guess we could go with that route.
Arya's got all the secrets, I'm telling you. She's
She
probably the
might.
one coaching Sarah.
You just went there.
I did go. um yeah, but do you think it was too soon for them to go back to school?
I do. I do. I mean, I get, like you said earlier, not wanting to stay in the house, but I do feel like, I mean, technically, A hasn't even been caught yet. I mean, Andrew wasn't charged with anything at that point. I mean, he also hadn't been released at that point, so they didn't have any idea. But I mean, it was just maybe just a little too soon.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then Ezra and Arya kind of concoct a little scheme to try to get more information out of Andrew,
Hmm.
or out about Andrew when they call
Right,
the
right.
medical office posing as police officers, which that's highly
Not the
illegal.
smartest, yeah, not the smartest idea, but whatever. It's a
Yeah,
TV show.
they do illegal things all the time and get away with it. So
Exactly. More power to
for
them.
those of you watching at home, don't try that.
Yeah, don't. You're not going to get away with it like they do.
No. But they find out that Andrew is adopted
Hmm.
due
Which was very
to
interesting.
due to all his medical records and everything being sealed.
Right. I
So
mean,
that's
that could just be a coincidence.
mm-hmm.
It can. And it could also be, I mean, something really big.
Yeah,
I just, I don't know what to believe. I mean, I feel like he does have an alibi, but A is always going to have an alibi. I
right.
mean, A's going to be prepared. A's always one step ahead.
Yeah, definitely is. And then we saw that when Hannah tried to bring all the girls together to go to her guidance counselor, because Hannah
Right.
talked to her guidance counselor earlier in the day. I don't know if
Hmm.
it's necessarily a guidance counselor, but it's a
It's their
therapist
old
of some
therapist.
sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she came to school to see her, and then Hannah gets all the other girls to go, and then when they get there, they get a video
Hmm.
of Sarah in bed with the knife over Sarah. Yes, no, but I think it was Sarah, but Sarah was definitely in the bed, but there's more than one A. Like there's more than one person
There
involved.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've always known that, though. I mean,
Right. So I'm not going to be so quick to rule Andrew out yet because yes, he was in the police station still at this time and that was not him there, but
right,
there's other
right.
people involved. So
I
I
mean,
think Sarah's involved and then that would mean there would be a third person involved.
I think Andrew's involved somehow, but I don't think he's necessarily involved with A. I kind of want to have high hopes that maybe he really was trying to be the hero. I mean, he did really like Arya. He was pushing hard for it. But then there's, I mean, if you look back to last season, there's all those weird incidences where he was just kind of there. So
Yeah, he was just
I'm just kind of holding out hope.
conveniently there.
You
Yeah.
know,
I
them
mean,
biceps. I
he
can't.
had Yeah, I didn't really notice before until those pictures that Arya had. I was
Oh
like,
my God,
"Wow."
that's what I noticed. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
Yeah. He's hitting the gym. Unlike Arya's ex-boyfriend, the kickboxer dude,
Yeah,
don't know where he went. He just roundhouse kicked a
yeah,
bunch of knives and disappeared, never to be
pretty
seen
much.
again. I mean, for all we know, he could be on Team A.
He could be.
You know?
You do have a point. I mean, he could be involved with Arya on Team A.
Hmm. Yeah. No, but Andrew had alibis. He had an alibi for when Mona was taken. They did not reveal what that alibi was. And then when Sarah was taken, he was in the hospital getting his appendix removed.
Right,
So he's covered.
right. He is. He's got his alibi, but like I said before, A's one step ahead. Always got an alibi, and there is a huge team. So I mean, like you said, we can't be so quick to rule him out.
Right. And the thing that gets me is he's like, oh, I don't believe any of you. All this went on, and then you tore up my uncle's farm. Right? So that's the Campbell apple farm. But
Right, right.
there were monitors there with the pictures of the, or videos of the girls. So
Right.
that had
Right.
nothing
You do
to
have a
do.
point.
That had nothing to do with the girls getting the farm torn up. The police legit found some suspicious evidence there.
Right.
We're just gonna sweep that under the rug, Andrew? Like, really?
I almost did. I almost forgot about it.
See?
I'm not gonna lie.
He's a smooth talker.
He is. He is. Yeah. No. Now that I think about those monitors, I'm like, damn. Maybe I shouldn't be holding out some hope for him.
I mean, he could completely be innocent, but
He could.
there's
He could.
somebody in that family,
Something a little fishy.
or somebody's trying to frame him. That's the other option.
Right. I mean, which happens a lot in the show too.
It does. So we got some more, a little bit of information about Charles De Laurentiis.
Right.
They spoke to Allison, what was it, last week? And Allie said her father didn't know who Charles was.
Yeah,
There's no Charles in the family.
No idea.
So they Spencer decides to go talk to Jason.
And he says Charlie is his imaginary friend.
Yes, Charles is Charlie. He does not exist.
He also says, who was it? He said Mrs. De Laurentiis told him that Charlie had to go, and he never saw Charlie again.
Right.
So, I mean, that right there would make me a little bit suspicious if I were him. Like, that can't, I mean, she says he's got to go and he's got to go. Like, imaginary friends stay when you want them to stay. Like,
right. Well, they all leave at some point.
Well, I mean, not by somebody telling you to tell them goodbye.
Right. So.
I don't know. And then Arya found that picture.
Yeah, the picture of, Charlie and Jason and Mrs. D, found it in the button jar.
And Allie.
Yeah,
Allison was a baby.
Oh, yeah, okay,
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, now we know which kid is Jason and which kid is Charlie in that photo, because we've seen now in the photo album, there's pictures of Jason in there.
Right.
So we're able to identify which one is Jason. So, and previously we know they're not identical twins, but that does not mean that they're not fraternal twins.
Fraternal twins, yeah.
So, Andrew's still a big candidate.
He is.
Especially with the fact that photo is taken on the Campbell farm.
Right. But
another coincidence?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I guess I want to know more about his adoption before I make any assumptions.
Right.
But I mean, I can't really be like, "Hey, Andrew, want to tell me about your adoption?"
Yeah, exactly. But the real kicker for me was the very end when Allison and Jason sit down and talk to their father about it.
Yes. He tried to weasel his way out of that talk by picking a fight with Jason, and that was kind of ridiculous.
It was kind of, I want to say, smooth on his part, because he almost got away with it. And from what Allison said is, you're not picking a fight with Jason to get out of it this time. It's something he's done before, so it's worked for him in the past.
Oh yeah, and I mean it was working at first, because Jason was starting to defend himself instead of, being firm, like, you need to talk.
Right.
But I feel like, I mean, obviously in that situation you're going to defend yourself because he's just being a dick.
Right, and then so it sat down and he says something which we can't quite make out. And then you hear Allison say, like, "Oh my God," or she makes some kind of
says something to that effect.
I'm like, wait, we could hear her, but we can't hear him. Like, so I'm sitting there. I rewound it. I'm like turning the volume up, blowing my ears out, like to try to hear the faintest of whispers. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh man, I didn't even go as far as you did. Yeah. I knew that they were just teasing us.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, you could see his lips moving, but you couldn't can't make it out.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
I'm sure we're going to hear more about this conversation in the next episode.
Did you see the preview for next week, though?
Oh, of course I did.
In the preview, they mentioned that it couldn't possibly have been Charlie because
he's dead.
He's dead.
But do you really believe anything that comes out of the father's mouth?
No.
At this point, I mean, he's lied to them like 3 different times. Like, why is he going to tell you the truth now? And why would he admit to having, adopted out one of his children after having that child for a while? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The father's really suspicious.
Yeah.
I would not doubt if he's a part of the A team.
I mean, it goes back to the OnStar, like
Right, right.
I definitely think he's involved in some way, shape, or form.
I 100% agree.
Yep. Next week's episode is called "Don't Look Now." So we've moved on from the songs of innocence and the songs of experience. So we're on "Don't Look Now." After lying to Allison and Jason about Charles, Kenneth comes clean about the family's connection to the young boy. While he won't give much detail about Charles' past, he says enough to give the Pretty Little Liars a clue to where to look for the missing pieces. Radley Sanitarium. And
Of course.
if you remember back in the first episode, mentioned there was a news report which stated that Radley has been closed down and bought up by an unknown buyer.
Right, which we did say earlier. We talked about it, and I believe it was you who said it. It could have been A, who purchased it.
Yep.
So, and if A is Charles,
yeah,
it would make sense.
Yep. With Radley now closed and the files shipped off to be shredded, the girls must act fast before all traces of Charles' past disappear. Meanwhile, Caleb's protective nature starts to pinch Hannah, and Spencer seeks remedy for her sleeping issues. So, yeah. Well, Spencer took the pill, at the end of the episode, so.
Right.
We know how she is with those pills. Yeah.
I can't blame her, though. I mean, you're not going to be able to sleep. Like, I feel like her mom was a little bit too harsh. Her mom should have at least administered the sleep medicine to her.
Yeah, if she took them it would have been another story, but I don't know. Where can I find sleeping pills that work that fast?
I have no idea, but if you find them,
took it,
if you
swallowed
you find them, I want some.
I don't think did she even have water? I don't remember her even drinking water.
No, she just kind of. But I mean, if you've seen the other episodes, she knows how to swallow those pills without water.
So she just took it. She lays down, and within like 15 to 20 seconds of her taking the pills, she passes out.
Knocked out.
There's no pill that works like that.
If somebody does know where it is, I want an in, because there are some nights where I need to be up early and I just can't sleep. I would love to take something and just knock out right away.
Yeah. So, no, Caleb, when they first introduced Caleb, I never liked Caleb because he was very overprotective. He was very pushy and didn't like him. And then ever since he came back from Ravenswood, he's been different. And I've actually grown to like Caleb a lot more. And
always liked Caleb.
So I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those episodes where I just don't like Caleb.
All right. I mean, I'm probably going to agree with you. If his protectiveness is getting a little bit out of hand, I'm probably going to be like, listen here, Caleb, you need to go sit in the corner and time out because I don't like you right now.
Yep. Did you end up watching the Ravenswood? Did you, the spinoff?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was actually kind of mad that it got canceled.
Were you enjoying it?
I was probably one of the very few, but I
didn't actually like it. When when Ravenswood aired, I watched like the first 3 episodes, and it was the first 4, I think it was, and then it went on like a 2-week break or something after that, and I stopped watching, and then
I feel like it took a while for it to pick up, and once it did, that's when I started to like it, but then it was 1 season, and I mean nothing else. So
when they announced that it was canceled, I was like, huh. And I looked, and I was only I was halfway through the series or something, because I think it was like 10 episodes or something.
Yeah, it was really short.
So I was like, I'm pretty close to halfway through. Let me just power through it. And I finished it off, and I ended up liking it in the end. But
see, I told you.
Yeah.
It just took a little bit time of investing in actually caring about the show.
Yeah, and I like the way that they actually ended up closing it off in Pretty Little Liars. So they had that one scene with Miranda, So I wonder if that's ever going to come back, or we're just done. Do you think we're ever going to see Ravenswood again?
I think we might, because Allie had a lot to do with Ravenswood and all that. So eventually, once a little bit of this craziness calms down, we might see Ravenswood again.
Yeah, and I'm still thinking that even though Sarah is part of A-Team, I don't think she's Sarah. I think she's Bethany Young.
Ooh, do you?
Yeah.
I thought that in the beginning, like it could be, but then I was like, oh no, why would she lie? But I mean,
she's like very conspicuously, oh, I'm not home. Oh, my mother doesn't want me to go. My mother doesn't like, it's like,
you do have a point. Oh, she got rid of all my stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, she's very. Yeah, I mean, it could also just be she's playing for A and she needs an excuse.
yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I am very suspicious of her though. So if she is somebody else, it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah. You have anything else for us?
No, I think I'm all set. I think I got everything out.
Yeah, I think that about wraps things up. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, Phenomedom. You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on
Every
YouTube.
time.
Sorry, I got a tickle. Hold on. Let me try this again.
And I'm gonna die laughing again.
MySpace. No, see, it's just I don't know what it is. But you can find us all here and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week. We'll see you later. I don't know what it is. It tickles my throat every time.
I die laughing each and every time. I love it.